Today I'm going to talk about touching. Why touching is important in our communication. Why it could change depending on the part of the world we stand. We stand. Also, I'm going to give some examples of how touching takes place in the life. Well, sometimes touching can can be taken with se- sexual purposes because it is usual that when a person touches another person from the other sex, it could be taken as an attempt of establishing a kind of relationship. Also, if the other person is from the same sex, it could be taken as an homo attempt. Also, some features of the touching process could be the handshake. For example, handshake, when you give a handshake to another person, you're kind of you're kind of establishing some kind of bonding with that person, and it could be taken as a neutralizing status process because when you give a handshake to other person, you you are letting know that person that you're in the same level that he or she is. As I just told you, the touching can be taken as a bonding process because when you touch the other person, you're establishing some kind of bonding. You're saying the other person that you're disposed to share something. Well, touching, there are many kinds, many types of touching, but here I'm going to say some of them. So, some one of the important of them is the social aspect. For example, you go to the hairdresser or your doctor or your nurse. They're going to touch you, but you don't feel bad about it because there is something natural that they need to do, and you don't get mad about it. Other type of touching is the unintentional and unavoidable. For example, when you're in the bus and you're surrounded by many people and they touch you, but this situation is very unavoidable, so you don't get mad uh, at this as well, neither, because it's something that could happen when you go in the bus. Another type of touching is the inciting one. Well, sometimes when a person is arguing with another, that person tries to touch the other in order to make him or her feel bad about it. So this is a kind of inciting process. Those types of touching I just told you are impersonal because they don't they don't have to do with with personal things. Another features that touching could be have are positive effects. For example, when you are trying to accomplish something, or you need a favor, or you need another person to do something, the touching could be very helpful because it's a kind of tool by which you can introduce yourself to the other person, and the other person could feel more comfortable, and in that way that person could give you what you need in an easier way. Well, I'm going to talk about some cultural characteristics that could have the touching process. For example, when we take a look to the American people, they used to look very untouchable because they are very serious. They look they look sometimes sad. They don't smile so much. So you could think you can touch him so much because they could get mad about it. On the other hand, here in Latin American countries, we are more happy. We smile more. We are in a warm weather that could be very helpful in the touching process because we we get used to the the personal interaction, and that could be very helpful in that touching process. Another specific example, is the African girls. They they used to do everything together. They are a group. They Everything they do it for the success of the group. They establish a kind of bond together in order to advance everybody at the same time. That's because they they were not raised with the comp- competitive principles the Western cultures were. For example, here in the university, in the school, we raised thinking that we have to be the best without anything, without regarding anything. Another example is the Belfast people, that they use touching to reinforce an idea. For example, I'm trying to explain something to another person, so I touch him or her in order to him to understand what I'm saying with a strong meaning. Touching and eye contact, they can work together in order to reach different goals. For example, when you like some girl, you can use touching and eye contact in order to establish a kind of relationship in for for reaching social interaction. For example, finally, I think that coaching is a very powerful tool in the communication process because it could be taken in different ways depending on the place I am. But depending on that, and if I know that, I could use it in my favor, and I could get many things using it. So the thing is that touching is very important. So I need to get used to it in order to reach what I want, and in order to avoid being misunderstood, and in order to improve all the communication process, uh, regardless the language I'm speaking about. So the touching is very important for everything.